1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honey Bee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I'm the other one of your hosts, Honey Bee.
We are two best friends making our way through the history of kaiju movies. We began in 1933 with King Kong, and today we are stepping back a little bit to 2019, possibly 2020, and a movie called Attack of the Giant Teacher, or as the closing credits would have it, Attack of the Giant Teacher.
Okay.
Oh, man. There's no Wikipedia article on this. I'm on IMDb. I don't have any budget or box office. It is a Japanese movie. It's released by SRS Cinema here in the U.S. The cast list is long, but hardly any of them say who they're playing.
Oh, weird.
I have Makoto Kojima as Kenzo Miyazawa. That's the teacher.
Woo!
Takashi Toyota. And it just says as Takashi Toyota. I'm not even going to read all these names because it doesn't say who they played.
Bummer.
Naomi Haas plays Naomi Nagaya. Gaichi plays Gaichi.
Huh.
The director is...
Maybe they just all use their actual names.
Maybe. Yoshikazu Ishii is the director. What else has he done? Something called June 6th. Oh, Ultraman Ginga. He was the director on the TV series Ultraman Ginga.
Nice.
Digimon Canon? What? Bunch of stuff that I don't know what it is. Okay. So, Honeybee, what are your initial thoughts on Attack of the Giant Teacher?
Okay. Initially, let me just tell you, I was shocked. And I'll tell you why. Because when I heard we were going back because we had missed Attack of the Giant Teacher, I was imagining, a big, tall, 60-foot woman, right, and also a shitty movie. And so I was really expecting like a shitty like asylum film or something, and like just a, I don't know, I was just not. So I was thrilled to see that this is not our typical giant movie, and I love just this like Japanese comedy sci-fi thing that we got. So I was actually really excited, because I would just, unfortunately we've watched a lot of giant shit, and it's not very good. Some of it, we have there's a few gems in there. We've had a few gems, but typically it's just like, garbage.
Yeah.
Flaming hot garbage. So I was very excited to have something, I was just surprised. I was like, oh shit, this is like a Japanese movie. Oh shit, okay, cool. Music, fantastic. So yeah, it was a joy because it wasn't, Attack of the 60-Foot Centerfold.
Yeah.
So...
Which we will
It
get
was,
to.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, it really reminded me of Yuzo, the biggest battle in Japan.
Yeah.
In that it takes forever to get to the giant stuff and
yeah,
spends a lot of time just on sort of random quirky nonsense.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. We don't even get giant shit until like the last 7 minutes of the movie.
Well, we get a preview at the very beginning and then we cut to, a month before.
But
so,
we barely even get to see the giant. Mostly in the beginning, it's just like Tiny Toy Town, which, hello, one of my favorite things ever. So excited. Yeah. Instantly, that alone, instantly I was excited because first of all, I was like, oh shit, this is not what I was expecting. And then the first thing we see is like Tiny Toy Town. Yes, count me in. I'm here. I'm awake. Let's fucking go.
Right. So this guy is Mr. Miyazawa, is a teacher at a night school. So we have it's a high school, but it's like, I don't know, continuing education or going back to it. It's got people of different ages in the class. Not, in fact, very few of them seem like their actual high school age.
Yeah.
But
before we even have a high school thing, like we get to like the tiny toy town, and then we get like a space butthole just opens up.
yeah.
And like we get like this little dancing turd that starts talking shit about his dinner and how he's hungry and shit.
Yeah.
And then we go to night school.
A weird little ball puppet. Part of his body is ball shaped, and then at the end of his tentacles are big balls. And he's attacking a ship, and an escape pod escapes. Hence the term escape pod. And he's like, "Oh, there goes my dinner. So I'm going to chase it, but I got to find something else to eat." Which leads me to a strange question. Are you familiar with the Herculoids?
No.
It's an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon, sort of a space fantasy cartoon that has
okay.
some humans and a rock monster and a dinosaur-like thing and these two blob creatures.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's two blob creatures called Gloop and Gleep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is like the little sentient
Yes.
potato.
Yeah, so at one point, the space monster, before it eats Earth, stops off at another planet and eats a bunch of Gloop and Gleeps. So I guess it's their home planet.
Oh, shit.
They're white blob things with little black eyes is what they are, folks, if you're not familiar with the Herculoids. So then we get the school, and it's, I don't know, 30 days, 23 days, whatever, to the school festival, which apparently is a thing. I saw a bunch of reviews of this that compared it to that one episode of your favorite school anime where they're preparing for the festival. So I guess that it's a common thing. If the show is set in a school, there's an episode where they're preparing for the festival.
Nice.
But he also finds out that the school, because of budget constraints, is going to just shut down, and they will try to relocate, rejob, whatever, transfer whatever employees they can to this other school. But he's kind of a slacker teacher, so they're like, you gotta show us that you're worth us transferring you to the other school.
Yeah, and they really like drive this home because we get this like whole like chapter by chapter thing in the movie.
Yeah.
Like it's like chapter 1, and like in this chapter he's kind of like narrating a little bit, and he's like, I can't believe this happened to me, a normal like teacher, but he's like, I was a very like unmotivated just teacher. And then like a few minutes later, one of his students is like, oh, he's probably just checked out because he's really unmotivated, and like just like basically says the exact same thing. I was like, damn, they're really trying to like give us that he's like just a regular guy, you know?
Yeah. Also, every time they mention that the school's closing down, they're all like, and you're gonna be unemployed. So apparently it turns out that the two there's two aliens who escaped and are laying low as students in this school. And when they're trying to decide what to do for the school festival, they really want to do a musical.
I love when
insistent.
they're like doing the interview, you know, when it, and the guy, like the career guidance, that's what it is, and the guy's like, oh yeah, like well, we're from another planet, and she's like, shut the fuck up, and he's like, did you say you came from another planet? She's like, oh no, he means country.
Yeah.
And like they're like trying, like they're like, we're not aliens, or she's like, we're not aliens, but he's like, yeah, we're from another planet. We just landed. We're hiding out here on Earth. He has not gotten the memo that they're supposed to be.
We're from a seaside village in Mongolia. And then later at the end, she's like, there is no sea in Mongolia. You dumbass.
Yeah. I do love this kid, though, when they're doing the career guidance chapter, which is chapter 2. Yeah. That's like, that yearns for destruction. He's like,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
yearned for destruction since 8th grade. And I'm like, me too, brother.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yes, one of them's a nihilist. So they decide to do a musical about, is it Miyamoto and the Grateful Crane? Momoto?
Yeah, Momoto.
When I tried looking it up, it seems that there are two different folk tales that are unrelated.
It's Momo. I wrote down Momotaro and the Grateful
Momotaro,
Crane.
yeah. Momotaro is like a peach kid, and the Grateful Crane is kind of a Androcles and the Lion sort of thing, in that this crane is grateful to him for saving its life, so it transforms into a woman and weaves cloth for him so that he can, sell it and live off of that. But then he's not supposed to watch her weaving, and one day he peeks on her weaving, and so she turns back into a crane and goes away.
Huh.
But
Okay.
Momotaro is a different thing, so I'm not sure what was going on with this. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert in Japanese folklore. If you are and you know what the hell's going on with this, because none of that seems to be what happens in the story that they tell, that we pretty much watch all of.
Yeah.
So we get a bunch of glimpses of these different. There's one student who's part of a multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to sell on campus, but she can give samples and demonstrations. But if you want to buy anything, you'll have to talk to her after class off campus. And there's another one who is in trouble with her boss. She works as a hostess or a waitress or whatever.
Oh, the one who's in debt?
Yeah, and this is crazy, though. A customer skipped out on a bill, and the boss wants her to pay for it. But it seems to be just a insurmountable level of debt from this one customer skipping out on their bill. And I didn't quite understand why it was such a large debt when it was just a dinner bill. But
Oh, I didn't understand that. I didn't get that it was like someone walking out on their bill. I thought that she had like given her a loan.
she was calling it a loan. That was her excuse.
Oh.
Like, because I had to pay for it, so therefore it's a loan to you because it's your responsibility.
Oh, I see.
When they bring a lawyer in at some point, she had made the mistake of signing an IOU because the lawyer's like, you can't hold the employees responsible for that. That's not legal. And she's like, I made her a loan and she signed an IOU.
Yeah.
And the
And
lawyer
her
should
assistant is just holding it in her bra
Yeah,
for whatever
yeah.
reason.
Right. It's her filing system. And I thought, this guy's supposed to be an undefeated lawyer, and he should have just said, well, that was signed under duress, and that's not a legal contract, and you're full of shit, and let's see what the judge says about this. But instead he's just like, oh no, I've been defeated. I'm like, what? When he tries to physically, when it looks like the law's not going to work for him, he's like going to just physically fight her about it.
And gets his ass handed to him.
Yeah. But that plot line is resolved by the aliens doing something. They don't really show what, but they use their power to basically force the woman or brainwash her or something to get her to turn over the IOU. But because they use their power, the other alien was able to detect them.
Yeah, the dancing turd, which we do see him, like going from like planet to planet or like doing other things. Like we get little snippets of him,
Yeah.
throughout the.
Yeah. So, but everybody agrees to do this musical, and they put a lot of time in rehearsing. But at one point, one kid confronts the teacher about, you just want us to do well with this so it'll look good for your next job. Because if we suck, then you're a sucky teacher and you won't get a good job. And everybody gets upset about this. Well, he gets embarrassed and runs away, and everybody's like, how dare he
He
have his
trampled
own-
on my pure feelings.
Yeah. And like, teachers do this for the money, right? And if the school's shutting down, he needs a good job. And it's always, the teachers want the students to do well for their own sake, but also it will reflect badly on the teacher if the students don't do well. So it's always part of the teacher's motivation that it's in my interest for the students to do well. But they're all horribly offended by this. But then they immediately get over it. There's
Well, not immediately.
there's one awkward class period after which they all come and apologize, and he apologizes, and everybody apologizes, and let's put on a show.
Yeah, but it is weird that the class where they're treating him like shit, we hear like one like English like sentence like
Oh yes, it seems like
recorded,
maybe
it's like in space no one can hear you
Yeah.
scream. I was like, damn.
I'm like, has this been an English class all along? Is that what's happening here? Because he's like, translate this, and she says it, and then he says what it means in Japanese, and I'm like, is that what they've been studying? Because it really is unclear what the class is. So they put on the show, and we see pretty much the whole fucking show.
Yeah, and it's a rocky start.
The music's really bad. It just seems like
It gets
everybody's
better, but oof.
It seems like everybody's just kind of making up the tune as they go.
So true.
Yeah. Like there's music playing, but they're just kind of like, I am the Grateful Crane, and I am here to tell you what I'm going to do.
It's so true.
They're not like,
It's so true.
yeah, there's not
That
verses
everyone-
and choruses and stuff. It's just,
You guys, just so you know, that was the perfect impression. If you haven't seen the movie, that was it.
yeah. So then the alien comes. Well, the two other aliens, they're like, oh, thank you so much. They wanted to do a musical, but then apparently they're not in it. They just come to thank him and say, we got to go now. And
They're the stage crew.
yeah,
They're the tech
then
crew.
he goes after them, and we see the alien ship coming, and they explain what's going on. And they are like, and here's our UFO, and it's a bicycle helmet with another piece attached underneath. And they're like, we're actually this big, this.
We're actually pill sized.
Yeah, we're tiny, and we took these pills to get big. So if you take this pill, you'll be a giant, or these two pills, you'll be a giant, and you can fight the thing while we get away. Which is where we came in, and that's what happens.
Yeah, so the last 7 minutes of the movie is the giant
Yeah.
shit.
And it almost seems like there's going to be a romance at two different points, but it doesn't.
Okay, well, I don't know about romance, but there's some weird shit going on
Yeah.
in this movie.
Well, both the MLM woman and the waitress woman. Oh, if she can't pay her debt, she's going to have to do porn or sex work.
Yes. That was what I was about to bring up. And then also
Yeah.
the teacher at the beginning who is like a little too close to a student and being weird. And then at like later on in the
Yes.
movie has a sexual harassment charge. And I'm like, well, at least they
Yeah.
really at least they called him
Yeah.
out,
Right. So anyway, at different points, it seems like each of them is maybe interested, but nothing goes anywhere at all with that. But one or both of them is standing around going, hey, go fight him, go get him, or whatever, when he's giant. But I forget which. One of them gives him a big hug that he's very... He because he's trying to be a good teacher, he doesn't want to hug her back, so his arms are just kind of out. I think the waitress is thanking him for because the aliens give him the IOU to give back to the girl. So who is a grown woman? She's not a teenager.
Right.
And both of these women I'm talking about are grown women. So she's so happy and she hugs him and he's just kind of awkwardly holding his arms out and doesn't quite know what to do about it because he's trying to be appropriate. So good for him. But yeah, he gets giant in like the last 5 minutes and
Wins.
fights off the alien, destroys a few buildings while doing it.
It was a lot of
the thing
movie.
was going to eat the entire, the thing was going to eat the whole planet, I think, if he didn't. So
It was a lot of movie for very little, tiny fight.
lots of human shit.
Lots
of
of human
people
shit.
shit.
But I will say the people shit was funny, and I was like, ha ha ha, yeah. Like, I was definitely enjoying it. It was fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. I was just so happy because I unfortunately watched these in the wrong order. I watched Centerfold first. And so I was not excited for Attack of the Giant Teacher. I was just like, oh, son of a... And then it was this. So I was like, woohoo! It was an absolute joy. I wouldn't say it's a great kaiju film, but I had a great time watching it.
Well, we still need to go back at some point and watch The 30-Foot Bride of Candy Rock.
Oh.
I've been avoiding it because it's like $13 and I don't want to pay that much. But I found it on that shady website that I've told you about before.
Nice. Hell yeah.
It is Lou Costello's last movie and the only one he ever did without Bud Abbott.
Wow.
And it came out like the same year as Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. It's totally meant to be like a comedy version of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman.
Okay.
So that year or the next year, but right at that time. Well, Honeybee, what are you going to rate Attack of the Giant Teacher? Which is badly titled, by the way.
Yeah, it really is.
It's more defense of the giant teacher. He's not the one attacking. But, they had to call it that.
Damn, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna say it's like a 3.8.
Okay.
Like, I liked it because the thing is, I think it's like a 4-star movie, but I just don't think it's a good kaiju movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of like brings the rating down for this show. But I mean, I really did like the movie.
I'm giving it a 3. It was okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a 3.8.
So there you go, folks. Attack of the Giant Teacher.
I watched this on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, I think it's pretty free.
Yeah. Are we doing Attack of the 60-Foot Centerfold next?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we are.
So that one, folks, you can find on archive.org.
I also watched it on YouTube,
is a heck of a place.
But it's not.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but it isn't. It's like someone uploaded it. Like it's not on like YouTube movies. Like someone uploaded it. Yeah, I had to scroll quite a bit to find it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Is it uncensored?
I was shocked. Though I was like, titties everywhere on YouTube. That's crazy.
I've seen another thing that had. I mean, it was just a regular movie, but it had nude scenes.
There's no way it had as many titties as Attack of the 60-Foot Centerfold.
No.
Okay.
No. All right, folks. There you go. That's it for today. Until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I have been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please, don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.